Before we get started on the podcast today, I hope you had a fun and safe Cinco de Mayo, and I hope all the beautiful skate milfs had a wonderful Mother's Day, and I hope you have been catching all the fun stuff that has happened in space as of late. Also, since this is now the spring and soon the summer, I'll have a lot more content to share because this is the first spring I've done my podcast in. And if you know the industry well enough, then you know the spring and summer months is when all the crazy stuff happens. So I'm excited to be able to post more episodes in the coming months on a more frequent basis. I'm also looking to do a fan mail episode, possibly every 15 episodes or so. So if you would like to submit any skateboarding related questions, then I'd be more than happy to answer when we do the fan mail episodes. Anyways, welcome to the newest edition of the Skate Sessions podcast. I am your host, Bill, as always, and today I'm labeling this as the Mo Money, Mo Problems edition of the podcast because holy fuck, did we got a lot to talk about today. So much shit has happened in skateboarding in the past few weeks, so we will be going over everything. But I guess we should talk about the big elephant in the room, and that is the new tariffs. Adidas and Nike and Under Armour, for that matter, believe that they should be exempt from the new tariffs. So what makes them think that they are so special? The fact is that they make their shit in other countries, so they should not be exempt. They should get off their asses and make shoes in America, then they wouldn't have to worry about it. I know and understand that American-made shoes are expensive, but you do got these fucking clowns who spend a few $100s on a single pair of shoes anyway, so it won't make much of a difference when it comes to that. But they aren't special, especially with the sweatshop's well-known history of abuse of their sweatshop workers. So no, you do not deserve to be exempt from the tariffs. As far as I'm concerned, if you're going to be an American business, then you need to manufacture your shit in America because America makes good quality stuff. Also in shoe news, Ryan Schickler has partnered up with Santo Studio to bring out a quote-unquote skate shoe, and the store price is a whopping $250. You heard me, a whopping $250. Their main company mainly makes necklaces and stuff of that nature, and since Schickler was already sponsored by them, it looks like he decided to partner up with them on a new shoe line, and the shoes are also made in Italy, so probably the main reason they cost so much. Speaking of tariffs, let's talk about the tariffs that have started to officially hit our industry. I want to personally thank my dude Dave Boutal on Facebook for sharing a press release with me about a certain company raising their prices. Although I probably could have gotten it myself, but thanks nonetheless, I appreciate it. And with that said, the industry has started to increase the prices of the products, which started on Cinco de Mayo weekend. The price increases are all over the board, from boards to trucks to wheels to clothing. Anything that has to be imported will have a higher cost, and the tariffs from the Chinese trucks, Chinese wheels, and Chinese boards went from 145% to 30%, while China changed their price from 125% to 10%, and this will only be for the next 90 days. So if you're one of the many consumers who buy the communist-made skateboard products, then you better stock up because who knows what will happen after the 90 days is up. But you can very easily give yourself some relief by buying an American-made skateboard. Now you may say that all skateboards are made with Canadian maple, and while yes most do, I know that since my beginning days of skateboarding, Palo Alto has always used American-made maple trees. I bet you didn't even know American maple trees existed, did you? Well, now you know. Also, Destructor Trucks returned to USA manufacturing a few years ago, so you may want to give them a holler. They are the only truck company making USA-made trucks, so be sure to support them. Also in new beginnings, Manny Santiago has started a new board brand called Garage Days, and as everybody already knows, Santiago kills it. So I'm curious to see who ends up skating for the company. Maybe the DeCenzo brothers can give him a holler because they kill it too. But it's funny, since a while back Manny said that the industry is oversaturated with board companies, and here he goes and starts one. Speaking of new brands, Slave Skateboards has now changed its name to Glass Skateboards, and from what I understand, the owner of Slave decided to let the name go because it looks like the bitch-ass cancel culture shitheads are giving him a hard time about it. And I just want to say, if you are a part of the cancel culture crew, then a big fuck you, you fucking pussies. However, Tim Pool of the Boonies, who is known as a former journalist from Vice and the owner of Shredder News and has his own podcast called Timcast, and is a well-known Republican, is now the new owner of Slave Skateboards. And honestly, never in my fucking life did I ever think we would have Democrat and Republican skateboard companies. Because seriously, what the fuck? Where the fuck has my fellow punk rockers disappeared to? It kinda sucks. Also in slave news, I guess you can say, Brian Renning is now a free man and has done his time in jail. Welcome back, Brian. We cannot wait to see you start killing it again. Speaking of killing it, VF Corp, the home of Vans, announced that they have fired 400 employees. And when it comes to the business world, then you know this is the time of year of spring cleaning for all companies, big and small. So it sucks when people lose their job, but I know those people will get back on their feet and find something new in no time. Speaking of lost jobs, the California training facility skate park is now officially closed. I know you have seen clips of that place all over Instagram, including the X Games. It is also better known as CATF. It is owned by a company called California Skate Parks, but they are some weird landscaping company. No specific reason has been given as to why it closed as of this podcast episode, but if I had to bet money, I'd have to say it was either the bills got too high or they were in debt. It was obviously one of the many quote-unquote cool guy spots in California where you only get in if you know someone, and unfortunately when it comes to the California skate scene, that is basically how it goes. If you don't know the correct person or people, then you will not be allowed access to many skate parks and spots. My friend Leah, who owns a brand called Mini Ripper Skateboards, which is a company geared towards little kids, just told me a few weeks ago that since she wasn't cool enough, her company was banned in the skate shop and she legit did nothing to anybody. She's one of the nicest people I've ever known. I've known her for 18 years, going back to the MySpace days. She is a long-time vert skater, and it is also crazy to catch up with her now that she has a family these days. Time flies before you know it, so enjoy it. If you got little skater kids at home, go check out her company. She's the best. And I love what she is doing over there for the kids. We gotta support the little ones. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that she must have done something to get her company banned from the shop. And no, you don't understand. The skateboard industry in California is a whole different fucking planet. It's a situation where you gotta kiss a lot of ass and keep your nose clean. If not, then you can be banned from a spot or your company can get banned from shops. So to anyone who decides to go to California and skate, just be aware most people out there are absolute assholes and have major ego issues. Imagine not being able to skate a set of steps because some random pro said you're not allowed since you weren't invited. Fucking wow. You may ask, but how do you know all that? Well, I've been skating since the mid-90s, and I got a lot of friends all over the industry, and I've always kept up with the scene over in California. So I guess you can call me an industry insider if you would like. So that's a fair warning to all of you who decide to travel out there. And you may say, oh, that's bullshit. Well, I'm telling you it isn't. It does operate like that out there. Also in skate park news, the Barracks has announced that they are building a new skate plaza in Japan, which I'm sure will be amazing and fun. I think they should build it like the Tokyo level on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, but I always thought the lighting on that stage sucked. And last but not least in skate news, it was announced that there was a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Festival, and as of this recording, I don't know who will be playing at the event, but if they don't have any of the bands that were in the games, then they are fucking blowing it. And be sure to check out the dates and lineup when it's available. And on that note, this is the end of today's episode. Be sure to like and subscribe and tell your friends. I appreciate it. Please have a fun and safe Memorial Day weekend. And thank you to all the people who served, and also it is Mental Awareness Month, so I hope you're doing okay out there. If you ever need someone to talk to, then I'm always available, and also do not forget the suicide hotline if you need it. It is okay to ask for help sometimes, even if you don't want to. And I know it's tough, but just know your friends and family do care about you, and you mean a lot to the universe. Have a great week, everybody. See you on the next episode.